Welcome back, everyone, to Embracing Your Diamond. This is our fourth episode. Can you believe this, Gavi?
Unbelievable. It's you think about the first one, apprehension, and now four on the back.
That's right.
It's amazing.
And
Small,
we're back.
small, small oaks.
That's right. That's right. And Gavi is back on the beach with his background, and I am not, but eventually I'll figure out how to do this. This episode is entitled Discovering Your Diamond. Gavi, take it away.
First of all, thank you again. Again, to everyone, those people who are sticking with us. Hopefully that it is they say a good speaker makes people squirm and think. So I hope that we are in our own different way making something, making you thinking,
Gavi, you've always made me squirm, so I appreciate it.
I've got you, I've got to get everyone else.
Right.
All right. So this week's view by the beach is, oh, by the way, for those people who don't understand, because I know a few of my people have commented when we did by the beach, like they didn't have the video on, they only heard the
The
verbal.
podcast.
Yeah, the podcast one. And I got a phone call. What are you talking about? You got a beach. You live in the middle of nowhere. So that was the learning experience. But yeah, so let's go back to the topic. Again, shameless plug.
He has a beach screensaver behind him, which is why we are referencing the beach, just to make sure everybody knows.
Yeah, also, I'll get back there.
Very good.
Shameless plug. Yellow Road Thinking for all your coaching needs. Tapal, sign up, be inspired, and Be Holy by Rabbi Benjamin Vineburg. Well worth listening to. Different accents, same concept, just different approach.
Beautiful.
Sign up. Don't be afraid. Don't be shy. We do not bite. We only inspire. All right. So this is the fourth one. I can't believe it. So we talked about last week. We talked about digging for coal, digging for your diamond. Remember, laying the foundation, clearing out the path, putting a thing. So now, once you've done that and you've thought about it, so now comes another hard thing, which is really easy, is discovering your diamond. Most people, if you ask them, again, humor me, Ben, here. Ben, what are you good at in your life? What's most people will say?
I think I'm a good listener.
Okay.
I think I'm good at making people smile and making people feel heard.
Okay. So you can articulate what you like, which is wonderful. Most people, you ask them, what can you do? They'll give you the universal, I don't know.
Right.
Or I'm not sure. Or no, I can't do anything because, you've trained yourself, who am I to be great? Again, that's the whole thing about embracing your diamonds. You have something to give. You are unique. God brought you down here because he believed that he needs you for whatever his vast plans are, right? And don't get caught up on the religious dogma, but basically believe that God created you and he wants you to be here and he wants you to enlighten and improve the world. So the hardest thing is discovering your diamond. Again, is a challenge because greatness is really appreciated when you evaluate what you can give. There's an old expression about a jack of all trades and a master of none, right? It's nice to be, bits and pieces, but you want to be even greater if you mastered your skill, right? Whatever your skill is, if you're a dancer, if you're an artist, if you're a speaker, if you are good at your hands, you're good at, with people individually, whatever it is, that's the hardest thing. That's, again, the homework I give every week or to my clients is be honest with yourself. Sit down in a room that has no distractions, right? Get a pen and paper. It's my best friends, pens and paper, right? You can never go wrong. Wherever I go, I have pens, I have paper everywhere. I'm old fashioned in that, just write a piece of paper down, be honest. put you in the middle, draw a small stick figure of Gavi or Ben, right? And you're like, hey, what am I good at? What do I like? What do I really enjoy? Right? Because then the whole purpose is to do something you enjoy and you'll never have to work a day in your life. That's the ultimate. There are plenty of people who are miserable in their job because, oh, this is what I'm doing because it pays me. But they are dead inside because it's not what they want to do. There are plenty of people like that. Or you have people who have a successful financial career and then they retire, and then they go and do painting, and they're just so alive because I wish I could have done that 50 years ago. So it's many multifaceted here. It's first of all, we're afraid, right? You're afraid. Actually, most people are afraid of being great. Most people are even more afraid of being themselves.
Mm.
If I turn around to you and said, Ben, you are incredible. You are amazing. You have something to give. Most people were like, looking at me, nah, you don't know me. That's the thing you normally get. You don't know who I am. And they start bringing these mind frames. There's a concept in therapy called black and white, right? Is word association. You ask them a word, and what they say is normally a black and white thinking, right? If you're good, no, I'm not. That's not true. Tell me what you enjoy. How do you relax? What are your hobbies? What would make you, what would give you excitement? So one of the things I tell people is get a piece of paper and sit down, right? No distractions. And it's very hard nowadays. People have so much distractions. People they have a goldfish mentality of it's 2 seconds. If you want to be a successful businessman, you have to write up a business proposition, right? You're coming to me and say, hey, Gavi, I got a great idea. I'll say, fine, well, show me your plan. How much is it going to cost? Do you have a line of credit? Do you have a loan, right? What is your, not projection, but what's your dream? How do you envision this going? And if you don't have you can't articulate it or you can't express it, that means you haven't really thought it through. And it's just a quick get rich scheme, right? So again, if you, like you said, you like to talk to people, you like to help people, you're a good listener. That's brilliant. So then let's try and I'll give you a story which I use a lot. It's an old parable. It's a Jewish parable, but again, change it to whatever religion works because it makes no difference. There was a story about a king whose passion was archery. Okay, and that's all he did. He wanted to be the best archer going, right? And due to the fact that this was his passion, whenever he went and did royal duties, he looked out, to find out someone who did archery and maybe get skills or learn something. Anyway, one day he's driving through wherever he's going, and as he goes past a farm, he sees on the side of the barn, on all the trees and fences, there was an arrow in the bullseye. Right? Every time it was right in the middle, and he's like stopped. And he said, I got to speak to this incredible archer. Look at every one of them is perfect. I got to find out what he did. So he pulls into this farm, and this way you can make it into a Shaggy Dog story, like everything's falling down. But hey, comes in there and he goes, I want to speak to the guy who's the archer. And someone comes out and says, Your Majesty, he says, tell me, what's your secret? So again, I'm going to tell you the answer, and there's 2 ways of looking at this. He said, what I do is I shoot the arrow, and then I paint the bullseye around the outside. So I've got it exactly. So there are those people who say, wow, that's a great idea. And there are those people say, no, that's not fair. So let's break that down. So there's the side of shooting for the arrow is I'm aiming for that target and I'm going to try and get it. I get a little bit out, whatever it is, it's growth. Or the perspective is, no, I'm shooting for something What am I looking for? I'm looking for to be that successful, door-to-door encyclopedia salesman. That's my goal, right? And then I'm building from around my goal the targets. What's the target? Everything else that comes in it. The responsibility, the money, the planning, whatever it is. But my goal hasn't stayed the same. It's the hit the bullseye. And I'm trying to build around that. So depending on how you do it, either you shoot and hopefully you get the bullseye is one approach, or there's the arrows lead there, and I'm going to build around that. So the same thing is that bring it in. We all are archers. We're all aiming for something, whether it's relationship, is it business. I listen to my soul. My soul needs to be. I need to figure out what my soul's saying. Right? I have to figure out whatever it is. It's because your greatness is always going to be called out to you and say, hey, you can do better. Right? That's the targets. And you're the arrow. Right? But so once you figure out, I want to be an author. So get yourself, go write it, go on one of these programs and write something, get evaluated by someone who knows. Right? The only way you're going to build confidence in any of these things, I feel, is that, first of all, be honest enough with yourself. Okay? Honest. Be totally honest. I would like to be an artist. Okay? Be realistic amongst yourself, what it entails. Discipline. Talk to fellow artists. Do some research. Find out what it is. Right? And if you believe that sets your purpose in life, then go for it. It's not going to be easy at first, but the more you're disciplined and the more you believe that this is the right thing to do, right? Instinctively, it's that magic we talked about, is that things happen once you embrace something, right? It's an amazing thing. You embrace it. Is it going to be easy? No. But if you embrace it and go, I sense this is, this is something I can do. And what happens the next stage is, and we'll discuss it another time, is due to the fact that, okay, you're a good artist, but what am I going to do with it? How do I use that talent? What do I use it for? Do I use it as a graffiti, tagger, right? Or do I use that graffiti ability to do murals, give hope? There are many places in the world that are, places that people are suffering, and they go in there, they do a mural that gives hope to the people of a struggle they do, right? Again, anything is a split. Everything is a double-edged sword. You can use anything for good and you use anything for bad, right? But that's the next level once you get it. But the hardest thing is, again, these last three ideas of being. The first one is being honest. Listen to your Jiminy Cricket. Listen to your soul saying you are better than this. Right? That's the hard thing. Once you embrace that, then the next thing is what we said last week was start digging your foundation, clearing away to allow that dream, that calling, that diamond, to start to sparkle. Right? And then the next thing is you sit down and say, okay, what am I good at? But being totally honest. Don't be, I would like to be a quarterback because he gets paid $100 million. Okay, you can throw it with your friends, but maybe your friends are just, they're out of shape and they just want to play every Sunday afternoon. Discipline, you have to set a plan, a motion, a regime, again, and then once you set a chart, a course, then you again, we'll talk about next week or the week after, whatever it is, the facets of your diamonds. What does that entail? Once you grabbed hold of your dream, right? You're still going to live amongst your friends and your family and your kids and your responsibility. Maybe you have to take 3 jobs. Right, so till you get your footing and your plan and your what you need. It's a balancing act. it's, but you have to dream to have a dream. What's that famous expression that I'm dreaming, but I'm not asleep?
Mm,
It's
mm.
as opposed to I'm asleep and I'm dreaming,
Right.
right?
Right.
Again, it's this. It's the same concept. You know,
Def-
listen, we can have dreams about amazing things. When you wake up, oh, okay, you know, as opposed to there's intrinsic um power. I use it, but once you create a thought, a realistic thought that has got some substance to it, call it karma, call it divinity, call it whatever you want. Once you put it into the outside world, and you're serious enough, there's an expression when the pupil's ready, the teacher will come.
right.
But the other problem is due to the fact that time takes time. It's an old
Right.
expression. You can't grow grass by pulling it. You
Right.
know, or the other expression is a rocking chair is great, but it gets you nowhere.
Right.
So again, it's complicated, but in
Right.
reality, it's very simple. Once you kind of simple, simple's a
And we
very
can
easy term.
manifest it.
Yeah, it's simple in regard. I want and I believe that I'm good at this, and I'd like to make a go of it. It may not be successful, but at least you got to say, I've got to give it a go. I've got to, I've got to. Again, every soul has something to give.
Mm.
You can't say, well, I want to be a dancer, but there's so many dancers. You can't look at that. You can't look at your next door neighbor and go, well, he's that, so I'll follow him. Or there's so many people, I'm going to get to that. You don't know, because reality is, there's one of the secrets of life is you don't know why you're down here.
Right.
You can say hello to someone and change someone's life. You never know. So, a personal story. I remember that I moved from a few places, and she said, why are you leaving? So I told him the reason, and I said, on a deeper level, there's two reasons. Maybe I came to a place not just for me, which is scary in a way, because we think, everything is for me. I'm moving to a place for me, but sometimes maybe you are used to go to a place to do something that you don't even know you did it for, right? To inspire someone else, right? While you're thinking you're doing something. So again, it's multifaceted. It's scary, but once you're holding on to something, a belief system, a goal, a dream, it's amazing how things will eventually slowly fall into pieces, But again, it takes discipline, it takes
Right.
confidence, it takes a real vulnerable, good look at yourself, to believe in yourself, to believe you have a purpose, to believe that your passion is validating.
Yeah. Yeah.
Again, I want to do a podcast on labels, and the reason I say that is due to the fact that a harsh word can destroy someone's dream, right? Even if someone comes along and say, hey, you know what, I want to be a mushroom grower, right? Or I want to I want to be a skydiver.
Right.
Humor the person in a nice way. Ben, that's a great idea. Listen, it's not for me, but you know what? I'd love to see you succeed. Something small like that.
Yeah.
Whether you realize it or not, is polishing someone else's diamond. At the same time, it's polishing your diamond, because you're looking at someone and you're validating them and say, I may not understand your crazy idea, but you know what? Who am I to turn around to say it? Because let's be honest, I may see you face to face. I may see you with your beard and your glasses and your blue shirt and and your maybe at the time your false smile or you're angry. But do you really know behind the mask, right? I used to work with kids in summer camps and day camps, and for almost 30 years. And I think there's many few lessons you learn about is that the kids that push you the most are the ones that want someone to give them validation. They
Mhm.
want to see someone who's strong. They want someone that will give them encouragement, will give them some um, um, soul medicine, as I call it.
Yeah.
You know, we're all
Yeah.
crying out for that. Some people less than others. You know, I'm telling you, if you met someone on the street and you said to them, I'll give you an example. I'm sure this makes a thing do. If you met someone who's dying, right? Again, we don't know what dying is, but for some people, um, uh, it's scary. A, you don't know what it is, or B, maybe you have regrets, whatever it is. But if you turn around to someone and said, you know what, it's scary, isn't it? Or maybe you're uncertain what it is, or you know what, maybe it's not as bad as you think, or whatever it is, it gives some comforts, it gives some reassurance, it gives something. It may not to your idea, it's just, for example, there's an expression in Judaism, right? That when a person dies, right? So there's a Jewish custom for, it's called Shiva, right? For 7 days, the mourner sits and people come. And really the um the job of the visitor to the person who just lost someone, right, is to say absolutely nothing. Right? You get some people will come in and they'll try and they're uncomfortable, so they'll try and justify all that. What did that person die of? And they'll, they think they're actually doing good by giving them their synopsis of that person's job or their being God, or reality is not about you.
Right.
And the reason why you say nothing is that reality is you can't put into words someone else's pain.
Right.
But if you stand by there and you just quiet and you're allowing that person to feel that someone is there who can't give me the words at this moment in time to quell my deep hole of pain that I can't relate to because it's so raw. But if you have someone there that's just there for you, that's why the concept is to say nothing. It's
Mm.
just to give assurance, I am there. What can I say? But I'm here because you are in pain. And as a human being, I can give you empathy and I can give you that
Presence.
that soul medicine. Yeah, present,
Yeah.
soul medicine. That the soul
Yeah.
talks to the soul, the diamond sparkles to the diamond. That reassurance that as a human being, we are vulnerable at certain times, we are angry at times. That's why the greatest medicine to give a person is a hug
Mm.
for two reasons. Um, if you give a person a hug and it's not sexual, it's just a genuine, what are you doing? Why is it so powerful? Is because when I give you a hug, I don't see your face and you don't see my face. Right? You involve that person. So I don't need to know what you look like. I'm just giving you a hug. Right? Because most people, listen, this human trait is that I want something from you. Right?
Mm.
So I look at you, Ben, what can you give me? Right? But if you give someone a genuine hug or even a genuine smile, it's amazing. The mind, the body, the soul, if you give someone a smile and it's genuine, how it works, you instinctively feel validated. If it's a genuine hello, how are you today? Right? You give someone a hug. That doesn't, they say that the music is between the notes. You
Mm.
know. Again, we go off topic, but again, I'm not really off topic because the whole purpose of this podcast is life.
Right.
Life is a challenge, and what helps you going along there is that realizing that you have a diamond, and that diamond sometimes needs to be polished, and sometimes that diamond needs to be held, and sometimes that diamond needs to be encouraged, and sometimes the diamond needs to be told to be quiet because it's the wrong thing. So
Mm.
all these things, even though I'm rambling and going off on a tangent from discovering your diamond, but reality, you're discovering your diamond every 2 seconds as you grow, as you go through pain, as you go through happiness. The whole idea is once you go through an experience in life, and this is why most of these um, stages are being real. Stop, you know, stop. At the
Yeah.
moment in time, what I need timeout. I just need a timeout. Or you know what, I need to just be aggressive at the moment to express my view in a respectful way.
Mm.
You know, each one of these either polishes or chips away or smudges the diamond inside you. Right? It's all encompassing. It's messy. It's wonderful. It's hard work. Um, to be a human being is the most beautiful thing in the world. To be a friend can be the most beautiful thing in the world. But there are times when it's a range of emotion. Right?
Yeah.
So discovering your diamond is a journey in itself, because as you go along that journey, you will find other things about yourself. But it only starts, when you stop and you say, okay, I have something to give now. What's the best way of living my life in a meaningful, to quote a podcast of someone else, holy way? Uh, I'll leave you one small thing. And my dad told me before I got married. He said, I asked, as everyone does when you get married, you have a relationship with your dad. Dad, give me a bit of marriage advice. And he said, one thing, be a holy thief. I'm like, what are you talking about, Dad? That's the most ridiculous thing. He said, no, it's a paradox. Steal time for your wife, steal time for yourself, steal time to be together, steal time for whatever it is. And that comes with a moment of time. You want to discover your diamond? Steal time for yourself. Lock yourself, not lock it. Take time out and take that pen and paper and go, okay, me, John Jeffrey Jr. Schmidt, right? What makes me tick? What would I like to see? Am I capable in this? If I'm capable of doing this, what can I do to enable this to happen, right? And you go back to the days of school, we do the Venn diagram,
Yeah.
right? What comes out? And to sum it all up, is that reality is if you're real and you want to shine and you want to make a purpose within yourself, within the world, take that time to think about that you are incredible. You have an ability. Now the next stage is to say, okay, what's the best way of achieving that? And then the next time we meet is gonna, I want to talk about the facets of your diamond. It's once you've figured out what you want to do, then you've got to start putting all the pieces around you, how you can balance it, how you can make others shine, how you can have people that will help you shine. So the homework for this week, my dear friends out there in cyber thing, is not just visit my website, Yellow Road Thinking, to help in coaching, not just to sign up to be inspired or to listen to Get Holy by my dear friend Rabbi Ben, is take a moment and be serious and say, what am I good at? And what can I achieve? What can I bring to the world to shine a bit more brighter? Because God knows we need this world, to shine a little more light.
Absolutely. So beautiful. So beautiful. Like and subscribe to this video and to the podcast on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. We will see you next time.
God bless you.
Bless you. Be well.